My second question is this. Recently, you received a very strange invitation from La République du Cameroon sponsored CDN leaders, Coalition for Dialogue and Negotiations, now led by Archbishop Emeritus Colinius Fontem Eswa. What Amazonians find disturbing in that is that these enablers have no fighting force on the ground, yet they want to decide on the future of Amazonians. Let me quote something from you. If I quote it wrong, let me know. You have often said that if someone has the habit of turning water into wine, he has no intention of getting drunk. So, my question is in
Mhm.
two parts. The first part is this: how different is this request from the Quebec monologue, which Amazonians rejected completely? And second, why do people think that the interim government is against collaboration? Over to you,
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Thank you for reminding me of those words. Um, First off, I cannot tell you here that uh, the the uh, the bishop and his team are being sponsored by La Republique. Uh, but I can only say that there are many actors in that so-called CDN that are very cozy with La Republique. If you are cozy with my enemy, I cannot trust you. There are many actors amongst them that do travel to La Republique and back. They have a cozy relationship. They can enter every door. You and I cannot fly to La Republique in any airport or through any borders. So they have a good relationship. So if you have a good relationship with them, I suspect that you are their friend. You are not their enemy. So that is a little disturbing. Number two, the creation of the so-called coalition for dialogue. I have a problem with the foundation of that organization. Um, a coalition is a conglomeration of something, either of different movements or groups or associations. So when that thing was created around 2019, it coincided with our creation of the Ambazonia Coalition team. So we Amazonia Coalition team are really a coalition because we came in there with the interim government, the APLM, the SCNC, and all the organizations. So we were a coalition, Amazonia Coalition team. That when they created their coalition, the first question I asked was, "Your coalition of what? What and who makes up this coalition? Or is it just an umbrella term you have used to give the impression that there is indeed a group of diverse people coming together under this as a coalition?" So initially, our impression was that they wanted to steal the spotlight from the actual coalition by calling themselves one kind of coalition. My suspicion even went further when I questioned them about why they refused to endorse the real coalition. If their intention was to come and uh, encourage collaboration and unity amongst the Southern Cameroon's movements, then they would have they would have simply endorsed it. Yes, if you are trying to bring together the boys in a town, and you are trying to create an association to bring them together, at the point of trying to do so, you discover that the boys by themselves have come together. If you are sincere with your objective, will you not just move in there and be a catalyst and just join them and start doing what they are doing? You cannot say, no, I don't endorse what you are doing. I'm going to do my own. So they went into a parallel, they created a parallel structure, refused to work with us, and probably praying that the real coalition will die. Then a certain coalition of nothing should take their place. I'm not comfortable with that. And if you want to be a mediator, you have to be trusted by two sides. If you only want to be a facilitator, at least you have to be trusted by one side. A facilitator should be trusted by one side, the one you are facilitating for. And if you want to be a mediator, you should be trusted by both sides because you have to bring two together. So you cannot facilitate for me when you are a friend from the other side. This struggle, I have said, is divided into two camps. Listen to me carefully. We have only two types of southern Cameroonians because this struggle is not a linguistic struggle, it's an ideological struggle. Those people who want to see a one Cameroon outcome, they agree with Peter Mafani Mosonga, they agree with John Gute, and they agree with Ngongo and Tanganji. That's, in essence, they belong to the other side. They belong to La Republique. Whether you speak English or French is not the question. My disagreement with you is because of what you stand for, not where you were born. So those of us who stand for the restoration of the independence and the sovereignty of the people of Southern Cameroon, who are actually fighting for it, we are on one side. So I will not take somebody who is actually a one Cameroon, an avowed one Cameroon activist, simply because he speaks English like me or he was born in a corner. I will not just take you into our side and say we are the same. Let us sit down and agree. We agree on what? We cannot agree. We cannot agree because we fundamentally disagree. Normally you are supposed to not caucus with us. You're supposed to caucus with La Republique. If your stand is a one Cameroon outcome, you're supposed to be caucusing with La Republique du Cameroon. When they are organizing to prepare for any talks, you're supposed to be with them. If you agree with the crux of our struggle, our restoration, then you're supposed to be caucusing with us. But when you call this coalition of confusion, where everybody comes together simply because they were born in a corner or Kikaikom, you bring all of us together, and many have made it clear that they stand for federalism. Federalism means one Cameroon. They stand for special status. Special status means one Cameroon. They stand for whatever they try to describe it is just a political form of government within one Cameroon. So that is not. So when you tell us whether we agree, we are against collaboration. We are going to collaborate with our kind. I told you last time that when lions are holding a meeting, dogs are not invited. Dogs don't caucus with lions. Sheep don't caucus with elephants. If we want to talk and agree amongst us, the people who agree on the restoration agenda, we are the ones to sit together. We are the ones to have understanding. We are the ones to sit together. But when you go and bring a confusion, a coalition of confusion of everybody, a medley of everything and everyone, and bring together, and you ask me if I will come there with discuss. My question is, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? Because listen, I told somebody, I don't want to mention the name here, that there is a difference between the problems of the war and the problem of the war. In this interim government, call me for any meeting where we are discussing about the problem of the war, and I will give you my utmost attention if the problem of the war is on the table, which means La Republique is there. But if you want me to come and sit down so that we can discuss about the problems of the war, oh, some people are not going to school, some people are being kidnapped, some people made some audio, some people were killed, some people were hungry, some schools, some places were attacked, some people. Those are the problems of the war. and everybody can come into that conversation. Even La Republic will be involved, even the church will be involved. Everybody in society who is affected in one way or the other is part of that conversation. Matter of fact, that conversation should be led by civil society, not the nationalist movement who are prosecuting this war. And we don't have time to waste. Every day I go to my bed, I wake up, I am concerned about the war that is killing and annihilating my people, and how this should come to an end. If you want to discuss about the streets, about the business, and about this place closure and the other closure, those are the problems of the war. Civil society should handle that. And I say, if civil society wants to discuss matters like that, let them do so and send us recommendations, and also share those recommendations with La Republique and share them with all concerned quarters that can help to solve those problems of the war. But for us, the only conversation that makes sense is talking with the other side to stop this war and take back our country and enjoy the freedom that was given to us by the Almighty. So when you say we don't, whether we collaborate, I want to say we do, but we don't collaborate over nothing, and we don't waste our time.
Thank you, Mr. President. Certainly, CDN stands for Center for Dialogue on Nothing, because there's absolutely nothing that will help stop the war.